Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is the Commando Cast, a video cast about all things Star Wars Destiny. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando.
Hello my friends, welcome to Dice Commando and the Commando Cast. Andrew with you here as always, trying a new audio setup today, so please be kind. Also trying a different lighting setup today, so I think I already kind of don't like it, but you know what, we're going to do this. So we are far enough into Redemption spoiler season. Reminder, Redemption set 12 from a Renewed Hope committee. Coming at the end of this month, actually, like 4 days from now when this will post. Very exciting, but we are far enough into spoiler season. We're like getting like multiple spoilers every day, and we're out of the point where I can like do a spoiler episode for each of them. So instead, we want to move into the range where we actually start applying the spoilers to actually doing something with them. So today, I'm asking the question, what is the existing deck that is best positioned for success, and why is it Kragan Pyre? Hey guys, welcome back. So look, I've played around with this. I realize I look like I have jaundice right now, so if that bothers you, maybe it's time to like go play another game and listen to this in the background. Thanks for sticking with me. We're trying to do continual improvements, but that's just the way things go. So today, like I said, I want to specifically talk about Kragan Pyre, which is honestly one of my favorite decks from CM. You guys know I played that in CM. I also made an iteration for it for the Faltering Allegiances meta. It's really been delivering. But given some of the spoilers that we've seen over the last couple days, I think that this deck's actually like really well positioned. I mean, it just keeps getting better and getting better and getting better, right? And I want to be very clear, I'm not ignoring some of the major spoilers we've seen, like Hondo. Hondo's pretty big. Admiral Akbar is, by definition, he's a big, right? I mean, there's a lot of things going on there. But I just kind of wanted to put some of the stuff that we've seen in context, given a deck that I like and why I think this is getting better. And what it really boils down to, and yes, we'll go through the individual cards, but what it really boils down to is we've seen a whole bunch more red villain trooper, well, not necessarily trooper-esque, but like we've seen a whole bunch of more like red villain battlefield control type stuff. We've seen a whole bunch of pirate stuff, and I think like Kragan Pyre is like pretty good. I mean, the first one I want to speak to here is the DC-17 Hand Blaster. This is the baby blaster that even got better. I mean, it's the baby blaster swapping out a +2, or a modified 2 gun for a 2 indirect, which is actually basically like a 1-to-1 swap in terms of value, but you're swapping the disrupt for a resource, which, I mean, you know, to quote Joe Colon, it can pay for itself round one. I like it. Well, I mean, I actually don't know if that's a quote, but that's basically his philosophy is if the thing can pay for itself, it's good, right? And that's pretty solid Destiny advice, right? So the DC Hand Blaster, it's better. It's straight up better than the DC-17. Or, excuse me, DC-17. I just screwed it up. The DC-17 is straight up better than the DH-17, right? And, I mean, could it work better? I mean, again, you can go on either Kragan or you can go on Pyre. Next one we saw was just this weekend is Relentless Advance. And this one's a little more of a discussion. But team up 1 each trooper General Veers. At the end of the round or when you take control of the battlefield, Pyre likes that. Place 1 damage on the spot. Action, remove any amount of damage on the spot to deal that much indirect to an opponent. Do note, this is independent of Pyre, right? I mean, let's be honest, in Kragan Pyre, like, Pyre's the right target. Like, you should kill Pyre. Right? I've played that deck enough. Like, that is the answer. You kill Pyre, right? I know Kragan, his money steal thing is scary and all, but, like, you kill Pyre. He generates damage all game, right? And this is independent of Pyre. Like, yes, it becomes a 3 when you have Pyre, but it can keep doing the Pyre thing even when Pyre's gone. So to that point, it's like, well, Andrew, this is kind of expensive. Yes, you do play this instead of Pyre's second die. Like this, I inherently think that this is worth, like, I don't see any situation, given this card, I don't see any situation in which Pyre ever plays lead again. Because this card, right, Pyre, remember, is 11-14. Pyre reduces this by 1, which makes this 3. I think this is completely, absolutely 110% worth Pyre's second die. So unless there's some other plot that you want to play Pyre with, you just automatically assume this is in place of Pyre's second die. It's just that good, right? And that's basically it. Like, so now we're going to play, it's going to be a 3-die start, which I know is always kind of scary, but it's going to be Elite Kragan, Single Die Pyre, and Relentless Advance. And you're just counting on doing your battlefield shenanigans, which you can easily do with Kragan Pyre. This card's crazy, and like I said, it doesn't matter if Pyre's down. Like if Pyre goes down and you lose your battlefield, pings, this one's here to kind of clean up the mess. And again, it's an action. It's not like a kill this plot to do it. You just throw it across the battlefield whenever you want, whenever you think you might need it. I think it works. It works quite well. We also saw, right, one of my favorite tools in Kragan Pyre. Remember, they're both leaders. One of my favorite tools is Conscript Squad. Everybody loves Conscript Squad. Who doesn't hate it? Now, Pirate Crew member we saw. Support Pirate, before you resolve this die showing damage, may increase its value by 1 if all characters on your team share a color. This is a 1-drop support, which means it's not character dependent. 0, 1, +1 ranged, disrupt blank blank. Very, very, very similar to Conscript Squad, and in fact, it's actually better than Conscript Squad because Conscript is ranged, modified ranged, +2 modified ranged, disrupt blank blank. And again, Pyre should be the first target. Like, Pyre should be your opponent's first target. It should be your first target if you're playing against it. And if all characters on your team share a color, and actually, I read that wrong the first time. It's actually if all characters on your team share a color. So it doesn't matter. When you go down to one character, this gets +1. This card's really, really, really freaking good, right? And it's a pirate. I'm just loving. I mean, they just got so much stuff in this new one. It's really fantastic. Leading into, never mind the fact, right? Just a reminder, they already had Vibro Sword, right, which could go on Kragan, and then, well, actually, that's even a better lead-in. Didn't even plan that, but a better lead-in, because if you're playing Pyre single, maybe Vibro Sword isn't what you want to play, but Black Market Arm, which is for 3 upgrade equipment, neutral, 1, 2/2 melee, shield, resource and a blank. Attached character has +1 health or +2 if it's a pirate or a bounty hunter. I'm thinking, throw this on Kragan, who should be your last character. And you know what? If for some reason they want to go for Kragan first and this is on him, it just takes them more to chew through it, and then you get more pings with Pyre, right? So it works in your advantage both directions no matter what happens. This is fantastic. I think in that deck you run this over. I mean, I used to love Pulse Cannon in that deck, but I'm pretty sure you run this over Pulse Cannon. Now, granted, like I said with my proposal about the plot, granted, maybe you're not running Vibro Sword anymore, so maybe it slots into there. Yeah, actually, because that's a good point. Maybe Vibro Sword doesn't work there anymore. But I think this certainly does, because I think 9 times out of 10, Kragan's going to be your last man standing, so I think this works pretty well. It's a really good little upgrade. It's a little expensive for its die size, but you're also getting the health out of it. And like, you're paying a 2 for a Fortitude. So yeah, I don't know. I think this is really good. Now, the thing, right, so we've gone through the individual things of what's made me excited about why Kragan Pyre, I think, is in a really good position. But let's not forget, we haven't seen the whole set yet, right? And specifically, throwing him up now, we saw General Veers, right? General Veers is specifically a battlefield control card, right? He does a lot of other things, and I mean, to be fair, there's a lot going on with General Veers that I don't really want to go into right now. But at the very least, he is about battlefield control. So I would be very surprised if we don't see something. I mean, if Veers can take the battlefield the whole time, like, I'd be kind of surprised if there's not something in this set that doesn't, again, chuck the battlefield. So, because that's one of the things with Pyre, is like, what you really want to do is take the battlefield and right? So it's not just taking the battlefield, it's not just claiming and dealing the 1 indirect, or the pings, or whatever. It's about playing the back and forth of the battlefield. So if Veers can do that, hopefully there'll be something in the set that also another card that lets us chuck the battlefield. And if we can get survival, because remember we lost hasty exit on rotation, so if we can, and right now we're stuck with survival and instinct. So if we could get something in addition to survival instinct that also lets us toss the battlefield, I think it becomes even better. So I mean, one of the great things about Kragan Pyre is, within a certain extent, it kind of built itself. Like you were almost, I mean, really the hardest decision you had to make, in my opinion, was whether to run pirate ship or megas. And I know everyone's like, well, why not run both? Because then you're not running Vibrasword and all that, right? And I think a lot of that's actually starting to clear itself up right now. I would love to get into the position, like I said, with a battlefield toss or take control card. I would love to get into the position where we don't have to run Pyre's Blaster, because Pyre's Blaster, again, we're like, has to go on Pyre. It's not that great with all the modified sides. I don't know. Like I said, I'm very excited about seeing the evolution of the current decks. I know that this new set we're starting to see is very much a deck builder's dream, but that doesn't mean that the old decks have to die with that. And I think looking at a deck that's been one of my favorites for the better part of, I'm not even exaggerating, the better part of a year, actually over a year now, right? Yeah, one of my favorite decks for over a year now is actually getting better. So I think that's a really cool thing. And like I said, I just wanted to put, we're getting past the point where I can sit down and deep dive in every single spoiler we get, because we're getting them like, I think there was 6, I'm shooting this on Monday evening, and I think we saw 6 spoilers in the last 24 hours, if not more than that, right? And like, there's just no way that we can keep on top of that. So instead, applying what we're seeing to current decks, which is what we in the end kind of want to do anyway, I think that's the way forward. So like I said, I just wanted to sit down, talk about something excited me, which is Kragan Pyre. I'm kind of showing a rough list right now, but lists are kind of worthless right now because, in 4 days, everything get blown out of the water when we see the full set. So anyway, thanks for joining me for tonight's chat. Thanks for being patient with the sound. I really hope the sound works out okay when we actually get it up on YouTube. It's hard to figure it out. I know the lighting's bad, so thanks for bearing with me. Again, let me know what you guys are thinking. Is there other stuff I'm missing, other cards I'm overseeing, or heck, maybe stuff's been spoiled since the time I shot this, time it goes up? Highly likely. Anyway, go Commando.